is Nadia, and you are watching A Cozy Knitting Corner. This is a knitting podcast where I share all of my love for yarn and knitting. Yeah, let's get started. The first episode I made, this is episode 2. The first episode I made, it was more not the traditional podcast. It was some kind of introduction, so new viewers always can go back and check out the first episode. But I'm a Danish knitter, and I said my name is Nadia. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Nadia Vind. Yeah. Everything I talk about is linked in the show notes below, where you can find my Ravelry project pages and links to where you can buy patterns. Not all I talk about today is patterns you can buy in English. Some of them is only written in Danish, unfortunately. But as I said, I'm a Danish knitter, and sometimes I knit Danish designs, not thinking about if they are released in English or other languages. But I will mention when I talk about the patterns, if you can buy them in English or not. Yes, well, it is October, and as many of you already know, in the knitting community, it's also known as Socktober. And that means that I have been knitting socks for, almost all of October. Today it is the 28th of October. And I have finished 3 half pairs, 3 lonely socks. And the first one, actually, all 3 of them was knit along going on at the Instagram account Wool Collective. It's a Danish yarn shop, and they also hand dyes yarn. And they have made a little box for Socktober where you could buy 4 sock bundles, hand-dyed yarn, and 5 recipes, and some snacks for movie watching and stuff like that. And every week during October, there was a competition. Every Sunday they chose from the hashtags, and actually last week I won a little sock bundle. It has not arrived yet, or I haven't picked it up yet, but I won. That's why it's not bothering me so much that I'm not gonna finish one of each 4 pairs. I simply gave up on the 5th pair I was knitting, and the 4th pair, as actually it was my first pair, I knitted it wrong. I changed colors wrong and found out too late, so it has been languishing since that, and maybe I could re-knit it if I had the time. Now I won't re-knit it, I won't make it for end of October. But you can see the 3 pairs I have made 1 sock of. This is Loopy socks. It's a sock by a Danish designer called Lisa Baradov, and her Instagram name, I will put it on the screen. On Ravelry she says she is Lisa Benedicte Knitwear. And now I said I would mention if you could buy it in Danish or English. I can't remember. I'll write on the screen. But she is on Ravelry. Now I remember. She is on Ravelry, but this isn't. Her newest design must be this one, and it is not on Ravelry. It is made in hand-dyed yarn from Wool Collective, and this heel here, it was a new kind of heel for me to knit. It is a short row heel with German short rows, but before you do the short rows, you also do some increases, you can see here. So you do some increases, and then you do the short row shaping, and then you do some decreases. This heel actually fits my feet very well. I'll see if I can find a picture to put on the screen, but yeah, it's very very well written pattern and very well fitting sock. It was the Loopy socks. This one, it will get a partner. I will knit the second sock of this one. I like it, and I also like the colors. So yeah, nothing to say about that pattern. The next one I will show you is this pair. It's called the Cottage socks. This is a stranded colorwork sock. So you carry 2 colors along the way. This also has, no, it's not a charreau heel. I remember incorrectly, but let me tell you about the designer, sorry. Cottage socks is made from a girl called Mette Lundstad. She has an Instagram account, Mette Lundstad. She is not on Ravelry, and this is only in Danish. And actually I couldn't find it anywhere else but at the Wool Collective shop. So unfortunately, no English pattern for this one, only Danish. It is an afterthought heel. That means you, or is it? Yes, it is an afterthought heel. You cut in the heel and then you knit the afterthought heel like a toe. This is also knit in yarn from Wool Collective, hand dyed. It's very beautiful. And I love this pattern. Very simple pattern, but very, very, yeah, beautiful. So this one will also get, I will also make the second sock for this one because I like it and it also fits my feet okay. It's not my favorite heel, yeah, but it's okay. Actually, the first one I knitted in the Wool Collective knit along was this one. This one is called the Sashiko sock. The Sashiko sock is from a girl called Sophie Andersen. Her Instagram account is Life in Loops, and also on Ravelry she is Life in Loops. You can buy this pattern on Ravelry in English. Be aware of the gauge here. I can't remember, but I think it's 38 stitches per 10 centimeters. I didn't check my gauge. I never do with socks, but it is too big. It's too loose for me, so this one won't get a partner. I'm not gonna knit this one, the second one. I might be, because it might look difficult, but it is not difficult. This Sashiko pattern is, yeah, what do you call that in English? Can't remember, but you, yeah. If I remember, I can write it in the screen. But it's not stranded color work. You just move stitches with the yarn in front or in back, and then you just round after knit down and pick up the yarn you left. So it was not difficult, and that might mean that I could unravel this, frock this, and re-knit it in a smaller size at a different gauge, because this is too big. But I like it. It's beautiful, and the yarn is very beautiful. This is really, 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 really beautiful yarn. Love it. But it's not gonna get a partner because you're too big. So that is what I have made in October of finished objects or finished projects. They all need a second sock. Not all of them is gonna get one. I started the spinning around socks. I don't know. I haven't looked it up because I frocked it, so I can show you a picture of where I got. I couldn't fit the first part of the sock. What do you call that? I couldn't fit it over my heel, so when I tried it on, I have to try it on the other way around, and that is what the picture is gonna show. It was too tight. It's also stranded color work, and it is you twist the stitches, so it's absolutely not stretching that pattern. So I would again check the gauge. I didn't, and maybe my heel is too big, but I couldn't fit into it. So yesterday I unraveled, and yesterday I decided not to knit all 5 socks, not to go for the big prize. I'm okay with that because I won the small prize, so I want to knit what I like and what I have, what brings me joy, and that one didn't bring me joy at all. So that's not gonna happen. I also have started on these first socks I told you about where the color change was wrong. One moment. Yeah. It is this sock called the North Cape socks. It's a Danish designer also. Lykke Fanten is her Instagram account name. Her real name is Karen skriver Lauger, also on Ravelry, Karen S. Lauger. But this one here is not yet on Ravelry, this North Cape pattern. Be aware when I show you the color change here, it's not like in the pattern. I will put in a picture of how it is gonna be in the pattern. And check her Ravelry account out. Please do so. She has a lot of beautiful socks. I just found out searching for her. This is also beautiful hand-dyed yarn from Wool Collective, the Danish yarn store and yarn dyer. This one I think I'm gonna unravel and reknit because it was not difficult, and I think they're gonna be beautiful. The yarn looks like this. It's called Aubergine, and I don't recall the name of the light color, but I have checked out. Wool Collective is only shipping to Denmark, not even Europe, so you can't get your hands on her yarns if you're not Danish. I'm sorry, or know a Danish person. So that was the 4 pairs of socks in Wool Collective's knit along, and the 5th pair I'm frocking, or have frocked yesterday. I'm not gonna knit that. But there was another sock in October by another Danish designer. She just released her pattern. Yeah, it must be in the start of October. And it has a very Danish name. It is a snake called Hugorm in Danish. So the socks are called Hugorm socks. They have this pattern with knit and purl stitches all the way up. I'm just about to reach the heel. I'm knitting this on 2.5 millimeters. I actually knit all my socks on 2.5 millimeters, unless otherwise is written or instructed in the pattern. The yarn I used, actually, at first I was meant to knit the whole sock in this variegated yarn. It's a yarn from Loopy, and I thought it might be in small micro stripes, but as you can see, it was more like all over the place color. So I thought that this stitch pattern here would drown in colors. That is why I only use it for contrast heel and toe and cuff, and switch to an orange Mayflower first class. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this combination, but again, it sucks, and yeah, it's okay for me to have color on socks. I don't mind. I would not have chosen this toe or heel in this color if I would have to decide again. But for now, I'm moving forward. I think they're gonna be fine. Her Instagram name is Trillegarn. She's Danish, and the sock is only available also in Danish. There is a diagram, so if you are willing to try, you can purchase it on her website. I will put her Instagram account here, and from there you can move directly to her website. Yeah, I think that was all for the socks. All about the socks. Let me check. Yes, that was all I had to tell you about socks. I haven't been knitting very much else but socks in October, and frankly I'm a little tired of socks now. And it felt good yesterday when I decided not to knit any more of the Wool Collective socks and move on with new projects. So yesterday I cast it on. I have been wanting to cast this on for a while. The yarn is something I'm trying out. It's a yak yarn I bought on the app Shein. And it's in a beige color, and I'm using 2 strands. There is nothing on the yarn here telling me anything about how many meters or yards there is in a skein or anything. So I just ordered it and crossed my fingers it would work out, and it did. So yesterday I cast it on a Sophie shawl by Petite Knit. I have been wanting to do that for a long time, and now it was the time. This is my progress so far. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I think I haven't again checked gauge. I don't mind. It's shawl or something you can wrap around you when it gets cold. I'm interested in knowing. I have 6 balls of this, so when I'm halfway I have to turn. I'm knitting. I'm going for the big size, but I'm excited to know if I'll get all the way to the big size half point. That time will show. I'm excited. I hope so, otherwise I can order more. I'm not usually buying yarn from the app Shein. How can I explain the Shein app? It's stuff you buy from East, and my daughter uses that app for different things, covers for her mobile phone and stuff like that. So, and she's using my email address and my account to buy it, and that way Shein knows about me. And when I searched the internet, looking through Instagram, suddenly one day an ad came up by Shein and telling me about they also had yarn, and then I was interested and I looked, so I had to try it. I don't think I'm gonna buy a lot of yarn from there because it's from the East, and we have to support the Danish and local dyers also and stores, but I had to try it. And also I had to try some of their pure cashmere yarn you receive, and that is for the Sophie scarves, not the shawl but the scarves or other scarves. The pure cashmere yarn is almost, I think it was 98% cashmere, and you receive a ball like this, very, very soft yarn. And then you receive this one, little thin thread, maybe also cashmere, I don't know. They two go together and make a strand. I would call it fingering weight. I don't know, maybe fingering. I assume it is a little bigger maybe. And I have cast it on a little scarf. It is the scarf Elloise scarf. I haven't knitted on this for a while because of all the socks, but now I have time to pick it up again and get finished, because it is also, it is just a little small scarf, and maybe it would be a Christmas present, I assume. I have more of the pure cashmere yarn in different colors to knit more scarves. I like those little scarves around the neck, and I like it as a present. It's easy, quick knit, and this Elloise scarf, it has a diagram you have to remember, and you move stitches with yarn in front and back. It's not mindless, but the Sophie scarf is mindless. Otherwise, you have to count. More or less mindless. It's just not stuck in it. What is it called? Knit stitches. Only knit stitches. I can't remember the English word. Never mind. You know the Sophie scarf. Yeah. The Elloise scarf is made by a designer called Knit by Trine P. And it's only available in Danish. She has a website, and some of her patterns are translated into English, but not this one. I don't know if it's because it's a new pattern. I was offered this pattern for free by signing up to a newsletter, and if I'm remembering correctly, it was from Wool Collective actually. But yeah, I don't remember. So this pattern, Elloise scarf, only in Danish. I'm sorry. As I mentioned in my intro, I have knitted for several years, 13 years actually, but I haven't knitted a lot of garments for myself. This one I'm wearing today is also store-bought. It's not a hand-knitted item. When the few items I have knitted for myself, it wasn't all with great success. So this podcast here is also for sharing my journey to the perfect fitted self or ego knit for myself, a garment for me who fits my body and I actually like and would wear. So that brings me to my newest cast on today. Today I have casted on, what do you call it? Actually, I have finished two things also, because I made those two swatches. And the cardigan I have casted on is the Chunky Magnolia cardigan by Camilla Vad. That one is in English also, and in German, Swedish and Norwegian also, and of course Danish. Camilla Vad is a Danish designer, and it is not originally knitted in this yarn, but I had this yarn on my stock, and I have seen on Ravelry that some people have knitted this in both this yarn and also Drops Air. This yarn and Drops Air, I don't think it's not the same yarn, but I think the meters are, what was it? Was it 50 gram, 150 meters? Yeah, it's a sandness yarn called Cottage. So I swatched on the 6mm as the pattern said, and I haven't washed and blocked these. I have just made them today, but I assume I will be fine. This was a little bit too big, and I also think a little too loose in the fabric. So I moved down half a needle size to a 5.5, and then I got this one. I'm supposed to have 16 stitches per 10 centimeters. I have 14 here, so a little less, and I almost have row gauge. It was 22 rows and I have 21, so I think I'm gonna be okay, but I'm not gonna be okay with the 14 and 16 stitches. So I calculated at that I was supposed to knit a large but I have to knit a medium, and then it would be more or less a large when I'm finished. So that I did just today. And this is gonna be my next garment for myself, and hopefully I will wear it. Hopefully I would like it, and it will fit me just perfect. I have cast on for the neck. You knit this one back and forth, but I don't mind purling. I know a lot of you do. I don't, but here you can see my progress. I think I have 2 rows knitted up. I need to do 4 more, and then I'm moving. This is the rib, and then I'm moving on. Yeah, so next time I hopefully have a lot more chunky Magnolia cardigan to show you, and I assume I will not have that many socks to show you, but maybe I have knitted 1 or 2 of the second pair, or second sock, so I have a matching pair. That was all I had to tell and share with you today. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you would like to follow me and my journey to the perfect garment for myself. And along the way, also would like to see all the socks and scarves and shawls and other things that I knit. Because I knit a lot, not garment for myself, but that might change. I hope I will find the perfect pattern fitting my body. I can't actually remember what I said in my last episode in the intro, but my problem is that I don't think oversize is the right fit for me. I like the sweatshirt look, you know, where it's a little tight in the ribbing, and just a little positive ease, not negative ease, 0 ease. That's not for me. A little positive ease, and then a tight ribbing and drop shoulders, so it will be like a sweatshirt you buy, that kind of look. I have talked about this also in my Danish podcast, and I have actually received a lot of suggestions for patterns I should take a look at, and I will sum that up. Maybe I will tell you about the patterns next time then. And then you can also share with me if you have a great suggestion for a pattern that is looking like a sweatshirt, but it is knitted. So not super oversized and not loose around the hips or waist. It has to be with a tight ribbing. Or cardigans. I think cardigans, I'm okay. That's not the same issue. It's not gonna be all the way around. A cardigan I usually wear open, and I have another t-shirt or something else beneath the cardigan. Yes, well, I already said that was it for me today. Now I mean it. That was it for me today. Happy knitting out there. See you soon. Bye.